Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Today we're going to be talking about the recent string of Stephen Curry's injuries. Now, recently he's had a toe injury, he's had a shin injury, so he's been having to sit out a couple of games. And I'm going to be talking about if this is something the Warriors should worry about. Now, right now where they're standing at 31-2, they're well ahead of anybody else in the NBA season. Nobody's catching up to them. If they were to continue this blistering pace, they will finish by completely passing the Bulls 72-10 record. I believe they will be 77-5. Now that is a great accomplishment if they could do it, but like I said before, I don't foresee them surpassing that 72-10 record. I mean, it's too many factors, too much travel, not enough breaks, and just the way that the way that people are trained today and way that the game is played, I think it'll be a lot more difficult. It's not something that they should really. It's something they should aim for, but it should not be the end all be all. It should be something that it should be a goal because I mean they're 31-2, so hey, I would shoot for it as well. You never know, you might hit it, you might not, but. In terms of Stephen Curry and his most recent string of injuries, what I would say about that is this. It's not anything to worry about if they're going to give him proper rest. The guy, he's a perfectionist. He practices every day. He practices his dribbling routine every day. He shoots pretty much every day. So he's a consummate pro. He knows how to play, take care of himself, and things of that nature. It's up to the Warriors, though. If they're playing a team like the Nuggets, if they're playing like the Utah Jazz, they don't necessarily need Curry to be there. So they're gonna have to actually taper off his game, restrict his minutes. They're gonna have to do a little something if they expect him to be 100% sharp in the postseason. Or what they can do is the last week of the season they can just completely sit him. Because I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's like his foot, his toe, and his shin, they're starting to bother him. And if you do not take proper precautions now, later on it's going to hurt you because it's pretty much just wear and tear. It's just normal wear and tear. And playing all those games into June and then now playing a blistering pace now is going to kind of hurt when it comes to wear and tear. So that's something that they should really keep an eye out. Right now I don't foresee a big problem, but if they keep pushing them to play like some of these little crappy games. You know, like last season, what they did was when they were up by 20, they took him out. Like now, people want to see him play, so now he just stays in the game, and the Warriors have a 20-point lead. It doesn't matter. He's still in the game. Like they should start pulling them. They should really start pulling them because the end-all, be-all goal is to win another back-to-back championships. Everybody thought you were lucky. You want to prove to them that you weren't lucky. Now, you're proving that in regular season you're the best team hands down, but you don't want another injury to plague you. So, and right now they're firing on all cylinders. I'll keep it that way. If anything, if they want to make sure that he stays sharp, you know, by maybe cutting down a few minutes, or maybe you don't want to cut down minutes, whatever the case is. But if you're up 20, take him out of the game. Just go ahead and take him out of the game, please. Another thing is, if you are in practice, what I would suggest is for him to practice with the B squad, so that way it could help them build a lot of confidence. Because one of the things that I've been noticing about their bench, even though it's really great and it has a lot of depth, they're not as good as they were last year. And I think I don't know, Charles Barkley always says that when guys win a championship, they kind of like fall back, or they kind of get a little complacent, get a little comfortable. And you're asking me, like, how could I say that their bench isn't as good when they're 31-2? Well, I've watched a lot of games the Warriors have played this season, and a lot of times when they're up big, they sit their stars, and the bench just completely loses the lead. And it happens a lot of times. There have been times when the bench has actually got them the lead, but more times than not, Curry's coming back in the game, Clay is coming back in the game. So I'll have him practice with the B squad, so he could build a better chemistry with them, and for them to kind of like regain their little bit of more confidence. But overall, I don't foresee it as a big problem. But somewhere from now until the end of the playoffs, I mean the beginning of the playoffs, they will have to sit him. He will have to sit a week, relax, rejuvenate. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that I'll probably allow him to do is maybe shoot the basketball, and that's about it. Because these little nagging injuries, toe, foot, we don't want an ankle injury, and that's what it's gonna lead to: the shin, toe, and there's gonna be ankle. You don't want that. So to eliminate all that, just give him like a week off, or start pulling them in games where you know you're up big. Doesn't matter anymore. You know you're up by 20. No need to keep him in the game. But I don't see it as a big problem now. I know like a lot of Warriors fans are like, you know, we want 72-10, we want this, but don't focus on that. Just focus on health and focus on winning a back-to-back championship if you can do it in the West this year. Because, I mean, the way the Spurs are playing, 20-0 at home, Kawhi Leonard, it's a monster. Who else is good in the West? The West isn't that great this season, but you know what I'm saying? Like the East has a couple of guys, you know. Not that anybody's really good in the East. It's just that they all have great records. They've actually been beating teams in the West. So the focus is championship. It's not to let's see if we could put Curry on the court tonight. That's irrelevant. So as long as they, you know, watch him, make sure he gets proper rest, I don't foresee it being a problem. So Warriors fans, for right now, you're in the clear. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Peace.